Hey everyone, it's Donna here from Donna's Creative Corner, and today I have doily grab bags, and I also have some vintage linen bundles. I have a lot of different things that I've collected at estate sales over the last few months, and I have a big box of it, so I decided to put together some bundles of that. So first is going to be the doily grab bags. They are $10 a piece, and you get 30 doilies in each grab bag, and I'm going to show you very quickly what can come in the doily grab bag. It'll be some combination of these ones that I'm going to show you, between 3 to 5 of each one, depending on how many I have left of them. Each grab bag will have one of this pretty cream and pink doily that is, I believe it's 8 inches in diameter. The rest will be some combination of 6-inch down to 2.5 inches. So each one will definitely have one of these, and I have 12 put together right now. If I sell more than 12, the ones over 12 won't have one of these because I only have 12 of this one left. But the first 12 will have that one. I'm going to come down a little, whoop, wrong way. It could have some of these. This is ecru. This one here. This one. This one. It'll be some combination of these ones that I'm showing you. This one, cream, white, snowflake. This one. I have no pink left except for that first one that had a pink border on it. This one. This one. I'm graduating down to the smaller ones. This one. Some of these I do have more left that you can get sets of, and I'll put the link to that video below. This one, and finally this one. So those are all the ones that you could get in the doily grab bag. There are some of these do have some left for sets, and I'll put the link below. In that video, if you look in the description box of that video, you will see which ones I have left and which ones I don't. So those are the doily grab bags. Now on to the vintage linen bundles. Each one, I have 3 different bundles, and each one will have one of, I'm going to have to come out for these because they're bigger. We'll have one of this, I believe it's 9-inch, 8-inch doilies with the linen center and the crochet around the edge. They'll have one of this one and one of this square one with the scalloped kind of edges. So every bundle I'm going to show is going to have one of those 2 in it. And then from there they differ. Bundle number 1 will have a piece of this almost net-like, I think this is called filet lace in it, a piece of that. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. Am I all the way out? A piece of this with this, I guess I do need to come in so you can see the detail on this this lace around the edge. That on either edge, and then this tiny one along the longer edge. And this is linen. This one has a linen center, and this I don't think this is crochet. This is, I think, bobbin lace around the edge. This one's about 8 inches, 8 or 9 inches. One of those. It will have one of this doily. This is similar to that first one that had the pink edge around it. That one's a white or just off-white. This very vintage little table doily with the floral pattern in the center. It will have one of these tablecloths with embroidery, with an embroidered pattern there, and then the crochet around the edge. It's a large napkin. It will have a piece of this with the four pieces that you could cut apart if you wanted. It will have one of this doily, very old. I guess that's the front side. I can't tell the front from the back on these. It will have one of this one. And then finally a piece of this pink. This is probably about 8 inches by 5 or 6 inches. You could cut that apart if you wanted. So that is doily number 1. I have 4 of this bundle, and I'm asking $12 for this, and this is all that comes in it. That was number 1. Number 2. Number 2 and 3 have a little bit more in them. They both have the this one that I showed you from bundle 1, and they both have this one that I showed you from bundle number 1. And they also both have this placemat that I showed you from bundle number 1 with the very pretty intricate edging on it. So actually all of the bundles have those 3. And then this one has a small doily like this with the, looks like turtles going around the inside. Very pretty, very vintage. This number 2 has a piece of edging with doilies and some smaller doilies on it, and then the edge part, and it's a pretty good length. I would say probably about a yard of this. There's a piece of that. Here's another doily with linen in the center and crochet around the edge. Here's another little doily, 2-sided. I think this was like a pot holder or a small trivet. It's kind of thick. You could probably take it apart into two different doilies. A square doily that has this pattern. It has a larger doily with a rose in the center. This one's at least 12 inches, 15 inches. One of those. A embroidered table piece with the embroidery. This is hand embroidery and a crocheted edge around the edge of it. Those aren't stains, that's part of the design, that's embroidery there. So one of those. One little chair arm cover. One of those. I'll show you up close first. This doily with the intricate, I guess, tape lace throughout it. That's how big it is. Very vintage. Here's another very vintage shabby piece. Just two pieces together with the frayed edges. That one's white. This gorgeous doily with the linen center and the beautiful embroidery around. I think this is bobbin lace, maybe. Looks like crochet around the very edge. So one of those. Another embroidered napkin. That's the back side. Yeah, that's the back side. There's the embroidered design there and the crochet around the whole edge of it. This napkin. A piece of, I don't know what this came off of, but 3 of these doilies in a row. And then another piece with 6. This one's very vintage. So that was bundle number 2. You've got a lot in there. And I am asking $18 for this one. And bundle number 3 has the same starting pieces. Where'd the tablecloth go? Or the, no, maybe this one doesn't have the placemat. Okay, so it has the 2 starting pieces, the white one and the doily with the linen and crochet edge. This one also has a piece of that tablecloth edge with the doilies. So roughly a yard of that. Here's a embroidered, it's like hand embroidered little doily with a floral design on it, and that's just flipped over. Crochet, or a, yeah, crocheted edge. So one of those. Here's a matching piece to that. I guess a small placemat that has the crocheted edge all the way around. So one of those. A vintage doily with the, I call it spider web design on the edges. Great for your fabric albums. Those make great dangles off of fabric albums. A very, very dainty doily. Intricate design. This one's very vintage. Very pretty. One of those. This one has a large. This one's very vintage as well. You have the design in the middle, these 2 lovebirds facing each other. Let's see if I can get the whole thing in. I guess this was like a chair back cover maybe, or maybe it was just a table doily. Has the crochet around the edge. So one of those, a chair cover. Some of these are very vintage and they do have some age staining. Here's an example of one that has some age staining. It's great for your vintage projects. All of these are great for your vintage projects. It's a chair cover. This large, very large, I've got to come out for this one, doily with the swirl in the center and crochet all the way around the edge. This one measures 17 inches across, and this is the design of the edge here. Very pretty. So it's a just off white. Another larger one. It's about 11 inches. Very vintage. I believe bobbin lace around the edge and linen center. And then finally a, that's the right side, another of the napkins with embroidery. There's the embroidery and the crochet edge all the way around. That was a napkin. So that is bundle number 3. You get a lot in it. I am also asking $18 for bundle number 3. Bundle number 1 I have 4 of. Bundle number 2 and 3 I only have 2 of each one. So if you are interested in any of these, as always, the instructions on how to order are in the description box below. Please send me an email with which things you want. As things sell out, I will mark them as sold down below in the description box so you'll know what I still have and what I don't. And that's all I have for today. I am hoping later on, probably midweek, I'll have some bodices up for sale again. If I get a chance to do the video, I'm planning to do bodices later this week. But this is all I have for today. Bye for now.